Good morning and welcome to Living Local 15. I'm your host, Jessica Williams. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's time to rise, shine, and be great. So let's get started. We are kicking things off with Women's Wealth Wednesday, and Foster Financial will break down inheriting an IRA and what that means coming from a spouse or a parent. Then, in case you missed it, I visited Moo Over in Columbia City and learned about their dairy-free ice cream. So we'll take a look at that visit a little later in the show. Are you ready? Let's get started.
Fashion, food, and fun. You're watching Living Local 15 with your host, Jessica Williams.
This segment sponsored by Foster Financial.
Welcome back to Women's Wealth Wednesday, where we give you some interesting financial advice, but particularly for women. And joining me today is Caleb Doan, the Vice President of Foster Financial. Hi, Caleb.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Yes. Okay. So this topic is kind of interesting because this is about inheriting an IRA.
Yeah.
And I think people may be like, oh, you can inherit an IRA. So what is that about? Like, who actually can receive it, and what is the structure?
Yeah, so I mean, really anyone can receive an IRA, and it's a lot more common than what people think about. I mean, they think about getting money from, an estate or the sale of their parents' home or something like that when they're passing everything down eventually. But a lot of folks have money saved up in an IRA. That's one of the most common types of investment accounts. And so it gets inherited very frequently. And the rules around these can be relatively confusing, and they've also changed a lot within the past few years. And so it's something that tends to affect women maybe even more often just because they oftentimes maybe outlive their husbands, and so they're inheriting assets from a spouse. But you can also inherit these from a parent too. And the rules are actually different depending on who you inherit it from. So of course the government likes to add an extra layer of complexity there too. So we'll kind of talk about inheriting both of those and the rules associated with them.
Okay, so let's start with the spouse, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so two spouses could have two different IRA accounts, right?
Yep.
Because they're individual retirement accounts. And so one spouse passes away, then what happens?
Yeah, so this is the simplest scenario. In this scenario, if a spouse passes away, leaves you their IRA, it can go right into your IRA and it can be treated as if it was yours in the first place.
Okay.
So, it gets consolidated into your account, doesn't have to go into a special designated account or anything like that, goes right into your IRA. And there's no additional required minimum distributions. There's no specific time you have to cash it out by. It's just treated as if it was yours. The issue that people can run into, though, is that, let's say husband and wife both have, $500,000 IRAs. They were both taking required minimum distributions because they were over 73. If one spouse passes away, the husband leaves his to the wife. Now she has $1 million in her IRA. Her RMDs just doubled.
Right.
And she's going to be a single filer going forward. So her tax brackets just got compressed, her standard deduction just went down, and the RMDs that she's taking doubled. And so that's what we talk about, kind of the widow's tax trap, where it can all of a sudden kick somebody into a higher tax bracket. And so that's something that we always like to prepare for.
Because, okay, so are both traditional and Roth IRAs rolled over?
Yes, yep, they can both be rolled over. The one difference, though, is that the Roth, doesn't have those required minimum distributions. So you don't have to worry about that. Those accounts are a lot less common, though. It's a lot more common to be inheriting a traditional IRA.
So that means that the taxes have not been paid on it yet. And so what you're saying is that that's kind of why they make that required minimum distribution, so they can finally start taking taxes from that money.
Yeah, that's the whole point. So.
Yeah, like that. Okay. So now someone is forced. So people may think like, well, what's too bad about, having to take out more money? It's like you're just having to now do something with the money, right? I mean, you have to take it out the IRA. Right. What do they do with it then?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of people that might not need that much money to live off of. They're saying my RMD is, $50,000 a year. I only need to pull out 20 from my IRA, combine that with my pension, Social Security. That's more than enough for me to live on. So they'll just move it into a different investment account.
Okay.
The issue, even when you do that, you have to pay taxes on it. So moving it out of the IRA, again, the whole reason is because the government wants to tax it, and so they're going to get their chunk. And that's the issue, is that if it kicks you up into a higher tax bracket, you're paying a larger percentage to the government.
So that's why you're saying the widow's trap, because you're no longer filing as a joint married
filing jointly,
married filer. You're now single, and that bracket is high when
Right.
you're paying your taxes and stuff. So the goal would be to hold on to it as long as you can before paying taxes, because your bracket could drop depending on your life circumstances changing.
So there are things that we can do ahead of time, like Roth conversions, for example.
Okay.
There's a lot of folks who are married filing jointly right now, and they're in a low tax bracket and have some room in that tax bracket. And so we'll do Roth conversions every single year to get more money in that Roth bucket. That way, when it's eventually inherited, you don't have to worry about those RMDs as much.
Okay, so now let's talk about if it's inherited from a parent.
Yeah.
You say it's different. Why is that?
Yeah, so this is a little bit more confusing. It can't go into your IRA. It has to be a separate inherited or beneficiary IRA account. So it's a totally separate account when you inherit it. And the rules used to be that you could stretch out the required minimum distributions over your entire life. So you immediately had to start taking RMDs, even if you were 50 years old. If you were younger, you still had to take RMDs, but it was a relatively small amount, and you could do it over your entire life. They recently changed that, where they said it still has to go into that separate account, an inherited IRA account, but you have to cash it out within 10 years, actually.
Like the whole thing?
The whole thing has to be cashed out within 10 years. And again, you can see the issue. If you inherit a $500,000 IRA, you're having to pull out now $500,000 within 10 years.
Wait a second, let's go back. So you say this is a new rule, and this applies to anyone who has an IRA if you are over that 73?
This applies to anybody who inherits an IRA
Okay.
from someone who's a non-spouse. So like a parent is the
Got
most
it. So an individual
typical.
can keep their IRA as long as,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
if you get it rolled over, or you have to put it, you get it as a beneficiary into the special account, you have 10 years.
Yep.
And then if not, is there a penalty?
Oh yeah, they love to hit you with penalties. Up to
Yeah.
25% is what they can hit you with, a penalty, and you still have to end up taking it out and paying taxes on it. But yeah, they definitely want you to take it out within 10 years, because of course the government wants to get their taxes, and they want their taxes quicker now. So previously they said you could spread it out over your lifetime. Now they're saying nope, it needs to be with 10 years. And also the final kind of layer of complexity, if the person who you inherited it from, like a parent, if they were taking required minimum distributions, so if they were over 73, you also need to take required minimum distributions too, and also cash it out within 10 years. So there's a certain amount you have to take out every year, and within the 10th year, the entire thing has to be cashed out. Obviously, there's a lot of rules around this, and there's a lot of tax planning that needs to go into it too. We don't want to just save it all for year 10, because if we wait to do that, all of a sudden you're in a 35% tax bracket in year 10, so there's some strategy that goes into it.
Oh man, so much, so complex, so good. Thank you for breaking it down for us today, Caleb.
Absolutely.
Okay, so like Caleb said, there are levels to this, so it's so important to reach out to a financial advisor to get help with your tax strategizing and your tax planning. And we'll have their website and phone number listed below for Foster Financial, and I'll see you after the break. This segment sponsored by Foster Financial. Moo Over is an ice cream parlor located in Columbia City, and they are plant-based, meaning they are dairy-free, gluten-free, and also don't have the allergens. So it's something for everyone. Today I'm going to take you on the inside, speak with our owner, and try some ice cream. Let's do it. Joining me now is Julie Hurd, founder of Moo Over. Hi, Julie.
Hi, how are you?
How's it going?
Good, very good.
Good. Okay, we have to start off with this name. How did you create Moo Over?
So that was my husband. He just wanted to we wanted to do something different and unique that was catchy, that people would wonder what that was.
Yeah.
And just to be able to push that, usually ice cream is made with dairy, so cows, so we're moving over to non-dairy.
Right. It's like
Yeah.
move over, you
Yep.
cows,
Yep.
because we have something new coming
Yep.
in town.
Yep.
And I don't know if you have a jingle, but what comes to mind is move over, move over. Maybe I'll stick
exactly.
with people.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's dive into this brand. So you have created a plant-based ice cream parlor, which really allows for people the options to avoid dairy and also allergens. So how did you come up with this concept?
So I started making dairy ice cream in the beginning. I started with Artisan Creamery. I like to create new recipes and new flavor profiles. Through that, a lot of customers would come to me and ask me if I made dairy-free options. I myself am sensitive to dairy. Was able to take a course in Texas and learn about vegan ice cream.
Wow.
Tasted amazing ice cream. Was like, wow, this really tastes like dairy, and it's not in it, and it's creamy.
Right.
So this is something different than what you would get at the grocery store, because I was used to eating different brands from the grocery store. So I came back, test marketed it at several different farmers markets in town, at the restaurant that I was working at, because I was there making dairy ice cream, and it was just a really overwhelming response. It was different, but it was the people who couldn't have dairy were like, I like this.
Yeah. And I'm sure that was fun, you being a chef, being able just to dive into something, a new territory of food, and really, like you said, mastering the creaminess, because that's what the milk does, right? And so people do feel like, oh, well, will it be too hard? But you have ice cream here that isn't. And so including dairy-free, you do not include allergens like peanuts. And what other items do you exclude from your ice cream?
So peanuts, dairy, gluten, egg, and egg and gluten. Yeah.
Egg and gluten, wow. And so how has this experience been? You've been here for 5 years, congratulations on that. So how has this been received in the community?
It's been amazing. We get people from all over that come here. I'll tell you a story. A couple weeks ago, we had a mom and dad come in here. They were bowling at the local bowling alley, and they came in here looking for ice cream, Googled ice cream, popped up, came in and were like blown away that it was dairy-free. Their son has just got diagnosed, can't have anything with dairy in it. They brought him back the next day. He was absolutely amazed that he could have a dairy-free ice cream, and
Yeah, that is awesome. I mean, I just know, like when I was young, I used to be allergic to dairy, and I would have to eat so much sherbet or sorbet. So I love that it's evolved so much. So what really makes this ice cream more healthier than the average?
So we're focused on more organic, and then it's also dye-free, as I forgot to mention. We have no dyes in our ice cream, so we're using all the natural dyes. You got your beet powder, your cabbage powder, turmeric, things that are good for your body.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted to focus more around, the health benefit of eating ice cream that you can enjoy, and at the end of the day, have a smile on your face.
Have a smile. Okay, well, I'm about to put a smile on my face because we're going to taste some of your options, and then later Julie is going to give me a sneak peek inside the kitchen and maybe mix up something nice.
Sounds good.
All right, let's do it. Here at Moo Over, they offer plant-based, dairy-free, and allergen-free ice cream. And I'm so thrilled to be joined again by Julie as I talk about their ice cream selections. Okay, so Julie, you all offer the cutest flights. So tell me about the different ways that you serve up your ice cream.
So if we get it for here, it comes on a pot with a shovel. And if it's to go, it goes in a to-go cup. But we have 1 shovel, 2 shovel, 3 shovel. That's how you order here.
Right.
Yeah.
So great. Get it plant-based. And you have so many options. So how many selections do you have here, and what are some of your favorites?
So we have 12 here. In the dip cabinet, we also have soft serve where we make milkshakes, and our version of a thicker shake called the tumbleweed.
Oh, nice. Okay, what are the popular options?
So popular options, and the tumbleweeds is basically our unicorn explosion. It's an extreme type shake. Then also here we have, I think our popular cookies and cream. Spumoni's really popular, and Coffee Crunch is our #1 seller.
Oh, well look, I happen to choose those and didn't even know it. Okay, so let's dive in. I cannot wait to taste it. So this first one is the Coffee Crunch. Okay, tell me about it.
So Coffee Crunch is made with a cashew base. We make an in-house toffee. It's an almond chocolate toffee that goes into the ice cream mixed in. It's steeped in Country Roads coffee, so it's locally made with local coffee.
Wow. Ooh. Okay. I'm such a coffee drinker, number one, so that tastes so good, and I cannot believe that it's not real ice cream. Well, it's ice cream, but not dairy ice cream, but it's so creamy. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Okay, I can see why this is number one seller. Okay, I love that. All right, Julie, what's the middle one?
Cookies and cream.
Cookies and cream. You say this is a hot item.
Yes, very popular.
And what's the base on this?
It's made with cashews. Once again, cashews, then it's mixed in with like a gluten-free Oreo cookie. So, yeah.
Okay. Because I was wondering, how does the gluten fall into ice cream? It's like, how does ice cream have gluten? Because the cookie.
Yep.
This is good. Health conscious. Okay. Here we go. And then what is this beautiful blue one?
So it's a blue sky vanilla. It's our vanilla, but we color it blue because sometimes in the middle of winter when it's gray skies outside, we want to have that blue color so it lightens up our case.
So good so far. Now I'm going to put that little shovel down and grab the next one. Okay, this is the spumoni.
Spumoni.
Okay,
yes.
spumoni. And what's all of this?
Spumoni is an Italian dessert. Normally when you go to an Italian restaurant, sometimes on the menu, it's a pistachio ice cream with a chocolate and a cherry ice cream, all mixed into one.
Wow. I love that. It hits you. The cherry really comes through. Wow, and I love pistachio. So this combination is great. I'm not much of a chocolate person, but I can eat it like that. Yeah, it covers it up nicely. Okay, so before we go to this one, because I remember what this one is, something special, let's dive into this one. What flavor is this?
So that's birthday cake.
Okay.
So birthday cake is made with a cashew base as well. It's sugar-free.
Really?
Loaded with sprinkles to bring back for people who with allergy or with a diabetic who can't have sugar, or ones who are just watching their sugar intake. So yeah.
Yeah.
And with all our ice cream, we don't use a lot of sugar. We don't use corn syrup in anything. So
So what gives it the sweetness?
So the sweetness is organic xylitol.
Oh, wow. Because I'm like, that has all the flavors. I don't feel like I'm missing a thing. Healthy. Okay, coming out to Columbia City is just up the street, so this has to be a new stop added because this is too good. Okay, so let's talk about this peanut butter one. So you and I share something. We both love peanut butter, but that is a common allergy, and you want this place to really be a safe place for people with allergies. So what is this ice cream and how did you make it?
So peanut butter is made with garbanzo beans and sunflower seeds.
Chickpeas, okay.
So yeah, so combination of those together make it taste like peanut butter. We put in a scratch caramel recipe that we made in-house. The crunch is a pretzel. So once again, it's a gluten-free pretzel.
Wow. Okay, so those, can I just say I would have never thought to put chickpeas in ice cream. That is so creative. And you say peanut butter, okay? Peanut butter. But it has that essence. That combination is crazy.
So we roasted the chickpeas like we'd roast peanuts. We roast them with the vegan honey that we make in-house. Yep. So, because everything is vegan as well.
Yeah. Okay, so good, Julie. And now I have to choose Jessica's favorite pick. And even though all the selections are really good, it's not going to be that hard because that coffee crunch just nailed it out of the waters. If I'm choosing that flight, and on this flight, that spumoni was so good. So good.
Great.
The fun's not over. After the break, Julie is going to take me inside of the kitchen and show me how she starts the process of mixing up a new ice cream flavor. We'll be right back. Welcome back. I am here at Moo Over with Julie Hurd, the founder. And so now that we've tasted, Julie's going to give us behind the scenes of how this ice cream is actually made. So I am here in the kitchen. And so you're going to give us a little secret?
Yes.
Okay, what are you mixing up?
So we're making our rose ice cream for Valentine's Day. So we actually took rose petals, organic rose petals, and we put them in steeped them into our liquid base. And we're going to strain them from this liquid base, obviously. Put this in.
Oh yeah, I'm working it in.
So I'm aiming about using organic and healthy ingredients all the time. So this is made with an almond base. So this is our almond. We make an almond butter. And we'll actually take this and our water with vanilla. We use an organic tapioca syrup and a sunflower oil.
Okay.
For color, we do beet powder.
Oh, very nice.
Yep.
Okay, so then now the secret part takes place, and then you're gonna put it in the ice cream machine and we're gonna give it a taste.
Sounds good.
So Julie, your location is in Columbia City, but people can actually experience your ice cream all around town.
Yes.
Where are you located?
So, Three Fires Pizza in Fort Wayne. We have it at the Health Food Shop, also Taza Cafe, Josh's Jungle, and then if you're coming through Sweetwater Scoops ice cream as well.
Okay, awesome. And if someone wants just to learn more about your business, maybe check out your flavors online or just things that you have going on, where should they go?
So our website, www.moo-over.com. We're on social media, Facebook and Instagram, TikTok. So we're on those channels as well.
All right.
Sounds good.
Thank you so much, Julie. All right, guys. Well, you have to come in and check out Moo Over, located in Columbia City. They have so many flavors and they are so great. I'll leave their website below and I'll see you after the break.
Living Local 15, proudly driven by the Kelly Automotive Group.
Well, that's our show for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. And remember, you can always catch up on episodes and segments of Living Local 15 by going to WANE.com, downloading the WANE app, and also checking us out on YouTube. And I'll leave you with this. While you're out, give a little smile, give a little wave, share a little light and love today. And I look forward to seeing you here tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Content segments during today's Living Local 15 were paid for by these sponsors.